These are pictures the US military and administration didn't want you to see, but thanks to journalists, they have seen the light of day. Do they remind you of anything? Yes, shameful history seems to be repeating itself. Of the latest and most brutal Israeli attacks on Palestinians, the outrageous behavior of Israeli soldiers towards Palestinian prisoners has come into focus, which is increasingly reminiscent of the behavior of certain American soldiers during the invasion of Iraq. This is why the media around the world are asking, is Israel creating its own Abu Ghraib prisons? Abu Ghraib was known for torture since the era of Saddam Hussein, but after the US invasion of Iraq, it was turned into a US detention center for Iraqis. According to a 2004 report by the Red Cross, approximately 70 to 90% of people were brought to prison by mistake, and among them were many women and children. In January 2004, US military police officer Joseph Darby, later called a whistleblower, exposed military investigators the sickening photos of the abuse of Iraqi prisoners at Abu Ghraib. In April of the same year, the CBS News got hold of the photos, and then all their brutality came to light. The violence, which included beatings, sexual abuse and humiliation, took place in the period from October to December 2003, and one official beating of a prisoner to death was also recorded. 11 US soldiers were convicted of involvement in crimes, while many others were merely reprimanded. And now you're probably wondering what this case has to do with Israel's ongoing war in Palestine. Well, a little less than 2 weeks ago, a video of Israeli soldiers sexually assaulting a Palestinian prisoner was leaked to the public, and that's just the first published recording. How many other cases like this were there that we don't know about? Other Palestinian survivors have shared their brutal experiences in Israeli prisons, but as in the case of Abu Ghraib, many survivors are not ready to speak publicly due to fear.
شلحوني عريانه وانا ما رضيتش اشلح، حكوا لي لا اشلحي غصب عنك وضربونا عشان اشلح، قلت لهم كيف اشلح؟ بده يطلع الجندي عشان انا اشلح، ما رضيتش، قالت ما الك فيه وظل واقف وشلحت غصب عني يعني من الضرب اللي اكلته انا.
بضربوا الشباب بكسروا القفص الصدري تبعهم، يعني ضرب مش طبيعي، بكسروا تكسير، كلاب بخلي الكلب يبول عليك ويوسخ عليك، فيش رحمه ما فيش رحمه.
استخدموا معنا جميع انواع التعذيب، كانوا يجيبوا لنا فرقه كلاب، كانوا يجيبوا لنا غاز الفلفل، يرشوا علينا غاز الفلفل، كانوا يتعاملوا معنا باللا إنسانية.
Although Israeli officials refuse and even justify rape,
להמשיך כרגיל,
להכניס מקל לרקטום של בן אדם זה לגיטימי?
כן, אם הוא נוח'בה הכל לגיטימי לעשות.
אוקיי,
הכל, הכל.
And other brutal attacks trying to portray themselves as embodiment of democracy, accusations against them are increasing every day. And the reaction of representatives of the world's democratic superpowers to crimes is almost non-existent. That's why, by itself, the question arises, will a good part of the Israeli soldiers ultimately end up only with a reprimand? Time will tell.